You know, I was thinking about a couple. I forgot. I gotta go pick up one other thing. I can pick it up on the way. Anyway, it was something I forgot. I was a bit. All right. Anyway, guys, gals, I was thinking about something I talked about a little earlier about how people are there, how we are to each other, and it gets nerve-ending to me sometimes. You know, we talk a good game about, we should love one another and treat each other with respect. That's the way God will want, and all that. True. But we don't abide to half the stuff we talk about when we trying to give people advice about stuff like that. You know? And then we throw each other under the bus at the same time. We contradict ourselves constantly. And it ends up being the cycle of bullshit, where you just recycle and cycle it over and over again from generation to generation. Let me talk about it right quick. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. I'm going to try to get back into my music mode the next couple of days. So I got some administrative stuff I got to take care of. And a couple other things I got to take care of right now. I won't be able to get to any of that stuff. Probably not today. Probably sometime later in the week. Anyhow. Anyway. I may be doing a live podcasts on Thursday night. That's very, very, very possible. But anyway, I was thinking about that, man. But, you know, we constantly contradicting ourselves when it comes to our people, our culture and everything. The one thing I know is that we don't, what I was going to talk about, we are in the process, my church is in the process of actually getting a new pastor. Well, he's replacing the pastor who's been there for a while. And the new guy who's coming out there, he's a young guy. And I'm hoping that, and he talked about bringing young people into the church. Not only has he talked about that, but he's also, I think, his perspective on a lot of things, he brings a fresh perspective to what's going on in today's world. And I think he's impressed a lot of people. I know some people are like, we used to blah, 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 blah. Shut up. And I've heard people say, I was like, really? He's not going to be the same pastor as the other pastor was. I'm sure he's going to keep the same tradition, but in terms of, visiting the sick and stuff like that. But you got to give this guy a chance. You know, I think he brings a fresh perspective to a lot of things that need to be talked about, that need to be addressed. One of the things I don't hear much about, that people don't talk about in church, and it's almost all churches I've ever been to, you don't talk about talking kids into abstinence. You know, it's one of the things that our young people have not really been addressed about. You know, in the past, even when I was young, they would talk to kids about sex education, and they would tell you about what you would do and how they reproductive cells work and all of that. But they never tell you about being responsible. You know? And when they don't do that kind of stuff and not tell you about responsibilities and stuff, that leads to the cycle of bullshit. You know? And there's not enough, that they talk about these days to relate to the cycle of BS. You know? They really don't. I hate this. You know? They don't. They just don't do it. They just won't do it. You know? And it's one of the things that kind of gets under my skin sometimes, where I don't hear people talk about it, and they don't talk about it enough. I could have parked next door, but that's all right. That's fine with me. I don't really care. But, you know, it's just something that I think I'm gonna try to talk about, not only right now or later on in a later podcast, because I'm going to address it. I really am. I'm serious, because it needs to be addressed. We don't talk enough about, how we need to focus on reaching out to young people for various things. You know, particularly talking to them about abstinence and learning to get along with each other. I will be addressing that in another podcast. This is DJ Wolf, and I'm out.